Hi Rachel.
Hello, hi Nancy.
I won't take much of your time because we're already late and here, yeah, I struggled so much to know how to go around this. Hi Barbara. So I'm just going straight away to sharing my screen so that we can just start on where we left last time, and also if anyone was not around when we met, I'm just going to give an overview because I know we are already late on what we have been working on since we started. So, yeah, let me just open my files and we can just start straight away. And yeah, so I hope you guys are okay. I won't take much, as I said. I'll just brief people and go through like the few questions, and then we can now move on. And yeah, so today we're going to talk on the dashboards and the insights that we're supposed to, how we are supposed to unlock the insights in our dashboards. And yeah, and last time I talked about, for those who are not around, I talked about how 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 we how we ask ourselves questions, and the questions that we are supposed to like answer from our analysis. Yeah, and I said we are supposed to like answer the business questions. And I said, like, before you start, let's say you're in an organization or you're just here, and you ask yourselves, what am I supposed to answer from this data set? Like, what are the questions that I'm supposed to answer? And after you've asked yourself that question, or after you've asked even the business owners the question, they'll be able they'll be able to know, or to know what to expect from your analysis. You know, if you skip this step, you're going to end up having an analysis that it's not answering what they need. So they'll just call it off as, how can I say it? They'll say you've done literally nothing because you've not answered the questions that uh they have. So yeah, so last time we had started answering the questions, and I'm just going to share my screen. I hope everyone has the data set. If you don't have the data set, you can just tell me so that I can resend it in the group. And yeah, and I hope everyone has started their week so well. I'm sorry for jumping straight to the analysis, to the straight to business, because I know it's my fault that we are late. But I'm sorry, so sorry about that. And yeah, it's just a bit of technical error. So yeah, let me just share my screen, and I hope and for Bab, let me just share my screen, and yeah, I hope we can continue joining. uh for those who don't have the data set, as I said, you can just type in the chat, and I'll resend it so that we can know how we can go on with this. So I'm just quickly going to jump into the analysis part, and yeah, I'm just going to start. I'm not going to. We were using Excel for those people who were not around. I used Excel because I think that's the first tool we are supposed to get into as analysts. And after we have like gotten into like Excel, we can now get into other things like Power BI, which when we get to Power BI after we have understood Excel, it's not going to be that hard. So that after Power BI and we have mastered the analysis, now we can go and get into SQL and familiarize ourselves with the not with the dashboard, with the database, and the functionality. And after that, I'm just going to go to now Python and a bit of machine learning before I get someone who is going to take us through data engineering. As I started saying, I said we are going to cover the data analysis part. We're going to cover data engineering, and also we are going to cover machine learning, of which, as data scientists, that's the most, that's, you're going to use a lot of machine learning. And as I said, if you choose to be a data scientist, that's like a whole path. If you choose to be an analyst, that's a whole path. In data engineering, that's a whole path. So let me share the data set. Let me reshare the data set in the group. And yeah, you can open, for those who have it, they can open in their machines, let me even resend the questions so that you guys can see what we're going to work on, because I found these questions a bit comprehensive, and answering the questions that they'll give us a step guide on how we are supposed to do when we are starting with the analysis. And from the questions, you can see I have resent the data set. From the questions, we can see we started last week on Wednesday with data understanding, and we were understanding what we're supposed to achieve. Like, we're supposed to, when you're given the data set, what's the first step you're supposed to do? And we were checking what are the columns in the data set and what do they represent. Are there any missing values or anomalies that need cleaning before loading into Power BI? And this is a very important step, because this is a thing I did with Power BI. And the reason why you're supposed to, let me tell you the importance of checking on anomalies and missing values, even when you're uploading to Power BI, because the visualizations that you'll be getting may be misleading, because, to be honest, it's not refined data, it's not cleaned data set. So when you know, it's like a Gigo. When you feed in garbage, it will give out garbage. So when you fill in data that is not clean, or data that is having anomalies, the results of your output or your analysis are going to be misleading, because they're from data that is not good. It's like, even in machine learning, in machine learning, you're supposed to feed the testing and the training. So the training data is supposed to be clean, otherwise the model is not going to perform well. And that's actually one of the reasons why your model might not be good, because maybe you skipped the what is it called, the data cleaning part. When you're doing data analysis, even in Python, we usually start by importing the libraries that you're going to use. After importing the libraries, we load the data set. After loading the data set, we check now df dot, is it describe, is null. First we describe, df dot head, so that we can see the first 5 rows, and then after that we can now go to checking missing values and maybe replacing them or dropping them. Then we go to, let's say, after checking missing values, we describe, we check the mean, the variance. You check for outliers, if there are any outliers which are going to affect your model. So that's the first step. We don't jump right into test X train, Y train. You get it? So that's the analysis, that's the machine learning, or even not machine learning, that's the data science. Now, data science is when you jump from analysis now to the prediction. Okay, so after checking for the anomalies, now you go, and how is revenue calculated? And we were able to see that the revenue is the unit price times the quantity minus the discount, or quantity unit price minus the discount, of which the discount is in percentage. So what we did was 101 minus the percentage times quantity times unit price, and the formula is here, and you can see it's quantity times unit price, okay, times 1 minus the discount, because the discount is in percentage. So that's what we were able to know from the revenue. So this just after, as I've stated here, step one, that understanding your data. All these 3 steps that I've done. There are more steps that you can go into, and as we explore more data sets, we are going to see how to go through on different data sets, on how we are supposed to understand them differently. Yeah. So let's say, for example, like a customer review data, it might have, like I demonstrated, it had like emojis, it had symbols, and the first thing was removing the symbols and cleaning and dropping the emojis, you see, and then we were able to see the refined text, and that one we are going to do in Python. So stay here, and you're going to learn more. So the next question which we were supposed to handle today was the business questions, and in brackets, what the dashboard should answer. This is what your dashboard should answer, like the visualizations, all that should be answering these questions. Let's say the analyst got this from them. These are the necessary questions that when he or she gets the answers, they're going to help in future, like not even future, in getting the outcomes and recommendations. So the first question what is the overall revenue trend over time, daily, monthly, and daily, weekly, and monthly. And when last week, when we were understanding data, we did all the checking for the missing values, nini, we did all that, and we also studied the columns. So if you were not around, you can just go to the YouTube videos that I sent and go through it. So yes, like on Saturday during the physical sessions, we were able to go through these pivot tables, so that it can help us with the analysis. So with pivot tables, the thing that goes on is that you just create a new, let me show you in a new sheet. Yeah, you see the way this sheet, I've selected it all. So, and then after I've selected it all, and then I say if I go to insert, and then pivot table, and then from table range, yeah, and then okay, new worksheet, okay. So yeah, so here's the pivot table, and the pivot table made our work easier, because we don't have to select through all those thousands of sheets to make our analysis. For example, when you look at the first question, and let me tell you, as an analyst, Excel is very important, and not so many people are so familiar with Excel, and you mastering Excel. And actually, the beauty about Excel is, especially in this new age, you don't have to have those formulas in your mind right now, because yeah, we have ChatGPT, we have various Gen AIs that can help you in doing that. But understanding the thing I said is understanding this. First, the step of understanding your data set. Secondly, the business questions, answering them. Because let's say you just took your data set and told your various Gen AI to just generate insights for you. It will generate the insight that it has been fed. It is not answering the specific business questions that your company or the organization that has hired you needs. So this is where you need your critical thinking, and also analysis, and checking what is needed. Also, you first, if you know you're supposed to understand, you can clean and all that. You see, it's much easier if you understand them, so that let's say when you're looking for a formula from the Gen AI to help you, it's specific, it's what you need, because you understand what you're doing with it, the point of your analysis. Hope my point is clear. Because yeah, people are jumping in, okay, not people, it's good if you utilize them, but as your assistant for helping you, you know get them the formulas, get the, what is it called, yeah, because you can't master this there. Okay, it's so hard, but I know there are people who are like champions who have mastered it, but wezi master ya Excel tena kesho umaster ya Power BI. You see, those tools are so many. So the only thing that's going to help you leverage all those tools is understanding the point of your analysis and understanding that you're supposed to come up with like a story or an dashboard. The dashboard is telling a story, right? And the story that is telling is supposed to be something that is answering or that is helping the business grow, detecting fraud, uh, giving out insights on where we can maximize for high profits. You see, which month we should strategize various things so that it can work for us. For search engine, you can know, you can give recommendations like, the people after visiting your landing page, they're not proceeding to other pages because maybe your UI is bad, or probably the user experience is so hard and people don't know how to navigate through it, you see. So you're the one who is analyzing all this, and after we are done with this, we are going to come up with like a story and recommendations on what we have gained from this analysis. So yeah, the first thing is the overall revenue trend over time, daily, weekly, and monthly. So after you've created the pivot table, you can see here these are the columns you see, and then here the rows and columns, and then the values. So we are being told, and you can see the date is in months, quarters, and years, and you could have seen here it was in form of just one date. So you see the beauty of pivot tables. I hope you've seen the beauty of pivot tables, and yeah, that's the beauty of pivot tables. So you can see, so here you can just go and get your monthly, the revenue, it's going to be on values, and then you can get the monthly values. So you can see how monthly really varied through January, February, through all the months in a nutshell. And then now you can find the best fits visualization to use, and you can see here, I don't know if I had recommended here, wait, for revenue trends you use a line chart or an area chart. So what you can do, we can try using a line chart. You can, I'll send you the details on when we are supposed to do. I mean, you can just mention it here because that's what we are doing right now. So we can know when to use a line chart, where you can use what is it called? When you can use a line chart, where to use a scatter plot, where to use bar graph, yeah. So when factors to consider when choosing a visualization: number of variables, the characteristic being measured. So if it's a characteristic, you use a bar chart. Number of data points, units of information in each variable. So when you're looking at data points, you use a scatter plot. Scatter plots show the distribution actually of the possible values of a large number of data points. You demonstrate clustering and identify outliers. Let's say it's like a you know how the graph looks. Then you can see values scattered towards the, what is it called, that best fit line. And then we find there's one that is equal, either lower or further. So those are outliers, they're not within the other. So you can even remove outliers or something, because it might cause inconsistencies in your data. Whether you, when you illustrating changes over time, like in our example here, we use a line chart. When like we are here, we are monitoring revenue over time, which over time using throughout the month. So here we use a line chart. And column chart is we use when we need to make comparison or correlation between different data. Let's say for example a line chart. A line chart we use when you, let's say for the revenue and year, revenue and month, you see, revenue and weeks. For the column chart, example of revenue and the countries. So revenue and countries, we are seeing, we are comparing how different countries are performing, like over the how can different countries are performing in terms of revenue. For like a bar chart, we use, let's say, a product and the quantity. Where that's why we are using, we're measuring the characteristic. And for a scatter plot, profit and product. So for profit and product, profit on the y-axis and product on the x-axis, where we're seeing the distribution now of profit through various products. Hope that's clear. And if you have any question, you can just type it and I'll be able to see. Are we together? Yeah, we are using the data set from the previous class. Sorry. Did you get the data set? You? Oh, you got it. Nice. So let me just continue. So here we're, after, from what you have seen, we're supposed to use a line chart. So we're going to just insert, and then you choose the line chart. Yeah. So it's as simple as this, and then you can customize it. For the customization, I'm going to leave to you guys so that I can see how creative are you, especially when we get to dashboard. You know, your dashboard is supposed to have, like, let's say kama umeamua it's green themed all over, you see. So I'm going to leave it on you after we are done, so that the next time when we are creating dashboards, when I show you how to create the dashboards, you guys can come up with various dashboards, because maybe my creativity is lower than other people's creativity, you see, so that we can see how good looking your dashboard is, and not just good looking if it's telling a story. So that's what we're going to do after we're done with this. So we can even monitor the yearly trends. So what I usually do is I usually just copy, Control C, and then I Control V here, and then I escape. So when after that, now I can just change from month. I can just remove the month, and now I can add the years. After years, it's just 2 years, and for the 2 years, because it's 2 years and it's small, and we want to monitor how each year performed, I think here we should use my thoughts. I think we should use a column chart. Yeah, because you can see the difference clearly, and you can compare the two clearly. Yeah, and also if you want to compare, let's say, average, not just some, because you can say that, okay, we are going to even change, we can change the title. You can just change the title and have a creative title. And also you can, you see, if you want to customize, okay, let me just customize this one and then I'll show you. So this is revenue, across revenue. Monthly revenue distribution. And this one we can have as, yeah, comparison. Yeah. So when you want to edit or you want to customize, you can just click on format chart area here, and then you can just pick the color that you want, the design that you want. You just choose, you know your style, and you know which will match your style better, and also your analysis better, not just your style. So yeah, I'll just advise you guys to tap into your creativity and work on something nice when we get to the dashboard. So after that, as I said, you just Control C, and then you just paste. And then now you can go and check on the quarterly analysis, because I don't think we have weeks, and I guess weeks it's going to be hard, because how many weeks did 12 months have, and can we get the yearly review of that? You see how hard that is, but you can get quarters and how they performed. So for quarters, I guess, because it's also feel we can check how each quarter performed from just a simple, even a simple column chart. Yeah, column chart is better. And what I do is I usually let me see if I can sort these ones, so that after sorting from largest to smallest, yeah, so you can see which one is the smallest, especially for the ones that are close to each other. Or you can even use a line chart, because I guess quarters are more distributed. Yeah, you can use a line chart, and you can see here, you can see here, yeah. So yeah, that's how we do for this one. That's how I did for this one, and you guys can do. Oh, nashanga, why are we having so many things? I hope you're getting Excel, because Excel actually performs a lot of work. It's just that we are not told that much about it. So yeah, we are done with that. So let me go to the next question, which is, oh, even from just saying, you can see quarter 4 performed highly, followed by quarter 2 and quarter 3 and quarter 1. So if it's a business, because I know is one, can you supply more products on quarter 1 and then less on quarter 4? No, because quarter 4 performs highly. How will we raise quarter 1? Let's say, for example, let's say the Christmas decorations, right? They were being sold like so many, zilikuwa supplied like so many up December and November, right? But can you guys say that the owners of Carrefour can supply the Christmas products right now more like sahi? You see, so it's like that. You can see how various markets work. So from that, you can even see the how different revenues for different categories perform over time, so that you can know which one can I supply during this month, which ones can I supply during another month, and that's how it helps in decision making. That's the decision making beauty of data analysis. So yeah, you help companies make smart decisions and businesses. So the second one is it's which products or categories generate the highest revenue. So here we are looking at revenue and the categories. Yeah. So for revenues and the categories, we are going to use a bar chart, a tree map, or a donut chart. So let's go and see. So we have, for those who are not here, we have the transaction ID, customer ID, date, customer name, the age, the gender, region, country, product category, subcategory, product name, quantity, unit price, revenue, discount, payment method, sales representative, return flag, revenue. Yeah, we have those ones. And now we can just go and see. We can just go and see. We're being asked on product category and the distribution. That's how actually we know what the product category and its distribution. You've seen. So you can see how we are just doing it easily with a pivot chart. And you can see, if we want to see how they performed over time. Let me have a month. Yep. but let me see. Let me use a column chart and see how the distribution is. Okay, I need boundary. I think it's the other way around. We can have months here, product category here. So, okay, that's not what I asked Sahi, but you can see in January, you can see in January only two products are sold highly, which is clothing and groceries. So you can't supply December, it's books because of back to school. You can see how we can now make decisions from here. January, it's clothing and groceries. February, groceries high, followed closely by books. March, only books. April, books. May, books, clothing, electronics. So you can't supply electronics in January, and then October you're supplying more of let's say wait, the blue is books. You see October we can't supply more books than May, because you can see where electronics are highly needed. You see, so this monitoring this, you can see in December electronics, not even electronics, home appliances, because it's orange, you can see the colors, home appliances, books, and electronics are the ones which are sold on those months. October, electronics, clothing, and home appliances. September, home appliances, groceries, and clothing. Maybe December people are eating out, so they don't buy groceries. But January, February, and July, September, kidogo, June, that's when they are getting it. So you can know demand and all that. You can know from such things. You see, that's the good thing about data analysis. Now you can help the supplier, no, the business make smart decisions, because this is a business. It's a sales business. Yes. So we can now do the one that our question was supposed to answer, but acha hiyo ikae hapo because we needed to know how we do, how you can be able to make decisions based on your need. But right now they are asking about product category and revenue. So we are just going to have revenue and the product category. We can even have revenue in terms, okay, let it be in form of sum. But when you want, let's say, to have average, you can just go click on this drop down arrow there and then go to value field settings, and then now from here you can even give it a custom name, and then you can have it as average, and then okay, so we have it as average. And then as average, now we can try and have like a column chart, sorry, because it's good for comparison here. Yeah, you can see. Let me sort the values so that we can have like clear representation of which one had the lowest. So you can see groceries have the lowest, clothing high, books, home appliances, followed closely by electronics, and lastly the groceries. So you can see, you can now know how to make, you can know clothing, it's the one that is nashikilia biashara, not even groceries. Especially, let's say you can see groceries is low, perform this lowly, and let's say you supply more groceries, and you know groceries are perishable. Yes, in hasara, that's how we make such things. Because I know electronics, they can stay in the shop for a while. Home appliances too. Books to clothes, yes, but groceries hapo you can't risk that because hiyo ni kujiletea hasara if you, let's say, decide to have more groceries ati pesa hiyo, most of the money go to groceries. You see, you can't do that. Yeah, so that's the type of decisions that you help the guy make, the not even the guy, the business make. Yeah, I hope we are together. We're just going to finish up those questions because I know I won't take much of your time because you're late because of me. Question number 3. We can even try the subcategories and the revenue before we go to regions and countries. So we can just go, instead of product category, we can have the subcategory and see how they're performing. So these are quite a number. So because they're quite a number, I think we shall, let me see how, because it's still distribution of revenue across different subcategories. So I'm just going to still use a column chart and let me see how it's going to look. Okay. Kuni beverages doesn't have revenue. People don't buy beverages in this shop. People don't buy laptops. People don't buy laundry. Hey, what type of shop is this? But you can now see. You can't be feeling things that people are not buying. You see? So you can just see, and then now we sort it. Sort the values so that they can be. So yeah, we can see. Oh, by largest to smallest. Oh, so you can see education is where people are buying more. Men, cleaning, non-fiction, fonts. Fonts, vegetable. Let me click on this chart and choose just Elena's Mama. Because this one is more clear. Phones, kitchen, vegetables, fiction, laundry, beverages, laptops. People, how they don't buy like at all. So you can just see from this, and this is like the whole year. It can help you know how your business will do the next year. So yeah, now let's go to regional analysis. Let me go back to you guys and ask if you can just react if you're okay or not, or you're lost, so that I can know. You can just react. I know you can react from here. Yeah, you can just react and show if you're okay or not, or I need to slow down a bit, or you're lost. Rachel is okay, Barbara is okay. Yeah, so you're okay, so everyone is okay, so I'm just going to continue. I hope everyone has the data set. Yeah, so let me just continue. So after that, we can now go to the regional analysis. We said when you're checking on revenue and countries, also we use column charts. So yeah, which regions and countries contribute most to sales? For regional analysis, is the regional analysis. Okay, because I already said that for regional analysis we use bar charts because we're seeing the performance over time. Yeah, so for that, because we are looking on sales and which regions and countries contribute most to sales? So because sales is what generates revenue, so because we don't have the number of sales unless we say quantity of items bought. Yeah, because that can help us quantify it. Also, the revenue can help us. That is revenue generation. And also sales, we can check it in terms of quantity, number of goods sold. So let me try first the quantity, and then we can go back to a revenue analysis. of regions. So on the regions we have uh, we have what, the country and the region. So we are going to do an analysis of both. So on the region, you can just have it on the rows. Then after there you can just go and get the revenue first and see. Yeah. So you can just see, and then some. Let's do an average so that it can be at least a better. So okay. So that's the average, and then we can now try and have it in terms of a column chart. And then we can try and sort this here. So when you're building your dashboards, now you're going to bring all these visualizations there. And during dashboard generation, I'm just going to send you samples and you can use your creativity to create them. So when you get to dashboards, I'm not going to teach, but I'm going to bring someone who's going to talk to us about dashboards and all that. So let me sort. Let's just do small list here. So you can see Mombasa performs highly, Kisumu, Eldoret, Nairobi, and Nakuru. This one can help in. Oh wait, see kukuwa nina label like titles. Okay, this one is quarterly revenue analysis. Quarterly revenue trend. Revenue trend quarter. So yeah, now we can go to Instead of region, we can now have the country. Yeah, so it's only three, super easier. So because it's three, we can use a pie chart or we can use a donut. And the reason why we use a pie chart or a donut in such cases, it's because pie charts and donuts are usually preferred when you have like small rows, like 3, 4, 5, you see. But we can't have like 10 values in a donut. You see, it's going to be so difficult to even note like how each one is performing. So yeah, and here I can have some because I see the values are quite closely related, and I don't know. Able, let me try some. Oh, same. So what I said in different, the same, just her. Yeah, so let me just do the average and then we can now try and see. Okay, so what I did when we were doing the physical sessions with you see, I've done like I've sorted it. So when I create like a pie chart on this, when I create a pie chart, okay, let me say a pie chart, or let's say let me use a donut, and you can see the colors are mixed, so you can't know which is which, but you can see Tanzania, which is the highest one. The comparison is not that, how can I say, clear, because zote zinaenda kukaribia kutoshana. Yeah. But this one is better because you can know Kenya is close, and then now Uganda. So this one I'm going to prefer. But for, let's say, a value like this one, you see this one, if you could have used a pie chart also, ingekuwa poa, because you can see, actually I'm going to choose a pie chart for you, because we can see this one is the one which is the red one, is the one which has the highest value, and it's two values, you see, so the difference is clear. So yeah, you can just go and look on that. So we have done the this is the countries. So we can now go to the next question and see what we are working on. Yeah. So the question is asking, how do customer segments, retail, wholesale, corporate, differ in revenue distribution? So I'm just going to show you, to go back to the Nini, and you can see the customer segment. So there are people who are buying from retail, wholesale. So the way kwa shop, they can be like some sort of that. Now there are people who are buying from corporate. Let's say a corporate organization is ordering from you guys. So yeah, so you can see which ones are like ordering the most from the revenue generation, so that also you can know your market. Unaona wholesale ndo inaenda sana, retail ndo inaenda sana, such types of things. So here we are going to just go with the revenue, and then with revenue and the customer segment. So yeah, we can see corporates is the one which is first. Okay, let me just sort. So yeah, you can see corporate, then wholesale, then retail. So retail haiendi sana, and you can see this one, we can this one, because you can see it's products and the order quantity, not even the order quantity, the corporate wholesale, the segment and the average revenue. So which visualization is going to work best here? Because ziko almost close, so we can just go and see if a pie chart will show better on this, but zinakaribiana, and you can see that and corporate is retail is yellow, so that one is not bringing the best results. Oh, I'd prefer a line chart now because inaonyesha the revenue, but this one is not overtime, so a line chart is not the best one. So here we just settle for a column chart. Yeah, so you can see column chart iko better, and a column chart iko better kila mahali hapa, sijui mbona. So yeah, so where we have this one, and now we can see corporate performs highly, followed not closely, followed by wholesale, and then closely by now or retail at 11.75 zimechania 3 bob. So you can see ndio maana tukitumia something like pie chart ina always jua ni gani cause zinakaribiana hivi, but if the difference margin ingekuwa a bit larger, ingekuwa much easier to gain insight from the pie chart, because unajua ni visual, lakini mtu anaona hivi ya kwanza ya ndo unaweza kajua. Yeah, so yeah, and the question before time imalize is, what is the average discount? We have 1, 2, 3 questions left. Yeah, tungekuwa tumemaliza if I did early. No, we joined at 30. We have done 1 hour, but the concept is home, so yeah, that's what matters. What is the average discount rate given and its effect on sales? So you can check average discount rate given and its effect on sales. So here, what I can do is I can check the quantity of goods sold and the average, and then I can see if it's 10, let's say people have bought 10, has it affected the number of goods people are buying? My thoughts. So here you can see we are having the average discount rates and then the effect on sales. So sales we can check in terms of revenue and also the quantity of goods that have been sold, because from our data set we have revenue and we also have the quantity because we get the revenue, so it's the unit price that times the quantity. So we can have quantity as the axis label, and then the value we can have the discounts, because it's average discount rate, so we can change to average. And you can see, is there any effect on this quill? Yes, people are buying more, but you can see it's distributed. I can use like I think I should use like a, let me try, and okay, we can't. Oh, you can't create this type of chart with data inside a pivot table. So what I'm going to do is, because a trend line would work so much better here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to control V here. So yeah, we have these ones here, and then from this now I can try and have a scatter plot. I don't know if it will give me, and you can see for yourselves if it has any effect, because you can check the distribution of nini, how are they called? Let me remove the grid lines. Oh, no line. And then I can add like a trend line. I want to add a trend line. how was I adding a trend line? Let's yeah, trend line is there. So you can see. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think it should be the other way around. Cause quantity inafaa kukua on the y axis and then nini on the x axis. I don't know why imeniletea hivi. Cause hii haiwezi. Okay, I guess this is how nini is supposed to do. Cause at 12 ndo kunafaa kuwa na the highest. But also from this you can see I don't think the discount has any effect on the quantity, because if the discount had that much, okay, we can see maybe from 6, 7, 8, 9, because that's the highest. Let's say to make a median, right? Of which for me the median will be here, and then tuangalie kwenye median iko gani mingi ndo ziko juu ama chini. You get what I'm saying? So that we can know kama the discount has any effect. I don't know how I'm going to use. Okay, let me try using hadi hawa wameleta the same thing, and that's why I wanted this one to be here. Let me go back to this one and see. I don't want to take much of your time, so sijui nitafanyaje. See. So let me go sit down and think on this. Also, if you have any idea, you can help me out, because I remember there's a way I did it and I don't know why haikuji sahi. Because okay, also you can monitor from here. If the discount was high here, that's why I'm saying the sales will be high. Oh, it's the same here. The average discount for all of them is where this trend line is. So high, ukiweka tuseme line hapa kwenye 5 iko hapa, ndo 5 iko 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4. So you can see it has an effect, because you can see from 6 7 8 9. I don't see, because 8 hapa hivi side ya left ndo ziko mingi. I guess, okay, I'm going to think about it, and I'm just going to come with a more detailed explanation on why I think discount doesn't have that much influence, okay, on the quantity of goods. But for now, I'm just going to stop there. I don't want to take much of your time, because I've already passed the hour the time I'm supposed to use. And yeah, what you see, the average discount, what is the average discount rate given and its effect on sales? What proportions of transactions are returns? Which sales representative are performing best in terms of revenue and quantity sold? And what are the top 5 customers by revenue? So we are going to, kwanza hizi zenye zimebaki guess nafaa kufikiria, and you're supposed to make a visualization zenye unafikiria kwanza, especially you see the average discount, and this one I'm just going to think on it. So otherwise, you guys can have a lovely night, and thank you guys for joining, and sorry for being late. Also, you guys can go through, and if you have any suggestions, you can just say, because also me, I'm a student and I'm also learning, so I can learn from you something that I didn't know. So yeah, I guess I'm going to stop there, and yeah, good night. So I hope you'll just go and think about it too, and if you get any suggestions on Wednesday, you can just come and say also. So yeah, thank you guys for coming, and yeah, thank you, Barbara.